the Nintendo Adventure Books series. These choose-your-own-adventure style books were made in the early 90s to cash in on the Mario craze that had infected not just America, but Canada as well. There's 12 in total. 10 were based on Super Mario Bros., 1 through 8, then 11 and 12, while 9 and 10 were adapted from Legend of Zelda. I have the entire series except for the Zelda books. At the time I was collecting these, I could care less about Link and his misadventures in the land of Hyrule. I mean, really, how exciting does the Crystal Trap and the Shadow Prince sound? I don't think I even played a Zelda game at the time, or at least I didn't own any. The first book in the series I owned was number 8, Flown the Koopa. It's easily the one I remember the most, next to number 2, Leaping Lizards. The first 6 books were based on Super Mario Bros. 3 as near as I can tell, or at least they jumped from the basic Mario Bros. Formula to the third game every so often. Oddly enough, these first books were based on the Super Mario comics rather than the NES games. The presence of the Mushroom King is the biggest evidence of this. I have a couple of those comics too, but that's a subject for another video. 7 and up were based on Super Mario World, most prominently featuring Yoshi. One other minor detail I noticed is that some of these books have the regular official Nintendo Seal of Quality logo, while others have the International Nintendo Licensed Product logo. This makes me wonder if there were printings done according to region, or if Nintendo just decided to simplify things later on, since the ones with the International logo were later released. Some of these books were also part of a Pringles promotion. As for the actual content of these books, they're not half bad. Leaping Lizards, for example, focuses on the Mushroom Kingdom games that the main characters participate in, and it's actually quite fun to read. Flown the Koopa, if I recall correctly, is about the mysterious disappearance of the dinosaur population on Dinosaur Island. I'm not going to go to great lengths of detail to explain the stories of these books, but I will say they're worth reading if you don't mind video game novels. The gimmick to get kids interested in reading this series, aside from the fact they're based on video games, which is the choose-your-own-adventure format, adds a lot to the experience, unless you don't really like these kinds of books. As per the chosen format, every so often you'll find a break in the story where you have to solve a puzzle or play a little game. Sometimes they are self-contained, while others directly refer to past events in the story. The latter is a big part of Leaping Lizards. In the back of each adventure book is a drip-by-drip scorecard. It has a few functions, such as a place to keep track of any items you have in the story, as well as a score guide. For every coin Mario or Luigi has at the end of the story, you get 10 points. I actually never used this page, not even to see what my score was. Not only because I hated the idea of writing in books, but I was more interested in seeing what happened in the story than scores and stuff. Sadly, a few of my books do have writing in them, being previously owned. Flown the Koopa has some words circled in the first few pages. It's completely random as near as I can tell. The jerk who owned this copy before even circled these words in ink! My best guess to the random circling is maybe it was used in a game where you had to circle common phrases or words. Actually, never mind. I'm looking into this way too hard. I'm starting to sound crazy now. Another adventure book with a story I have is Koopa Capers. This book was once used in a library in Wakanda, Illinois, as stated in one of the first pages. There's even a street address, but the stamp is faded so it's hard to make out. The drip-by-drip scorecard page is pretty strange though. Look at this! Who reads a book dozens of times and doesn't think to start using some scratch paper? If I was running that library, I'd be pissed. Though at least the pages with actual story in them weren't ruined. Well, that's really all I have to say about the Nintendo Adventure Books series. These books are better enjoyed by actually reading them rather than having them explained. They're still pretty cheap on eBay after all these years, so there really isn't anything stopping one from picking up a few of them. You might even find them on Amazon, since it is a book site and all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I may do more Koopa Collectibles episodes on video game merchandise, but that's more up to you, the viewers, to decide. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some reading to catch up on.